Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. In this lecture, we're going to create a put request method for our to-do application. What we're going to do is after we create the put request method, we're going to create a new function with a path parameter that's going to align up with the request method path parameter, where we can identify the to-do by the ID and then enhance it by a to-do request body. The first thing we need to do is create a @appDecorator.put, and as the parameter, I'm going to say /todo_ID wrapped in brackets. Here, we're going to have to create a new function called updateTodo by saying async def updateTodo. And as the parameters, I'm going to say to_do_id, which is of type int, again, to match the path parameter. And then we need to create a new parameter called to_do, which is of type to_do. And lastly, we need to pass in db, which is of course type session, and it's going to be a dependency on getDB functionality. Now the first thing we need to do is create a new variable called to_do_model, which is equal to db.query models.todos. And then we need to say filter by models.todos.id is equal to to_do ID, and then return the first record found. We then want to say if to_do model is none. So if we could not find any records to match the requirements of filter above, then we want to raise the HTTP exception. If to_do is not none, that means we're not going to raise the exception. So therefore we can now switch over to_do model to now match the to_do that was sent in by saying to_do model.title equals to_do title, to_do model.description equals to_do.description, to_do model.priority equals to_do priority, and lastly, to_do model.complete equals to_do.complete. We then want to add to_do model to db.add, and then finally db.commit. And then just like up above where we did for post return status of 201 with a transaction of successful, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it down here, where we're going to return a status of 200 this time though. Let's save the file, make sure your application is running, and let's now open up our browser. I'm going to refresh the screen, and I'm going to say try it out and execute the get all. And now let's change cut the lawn to being true. So it is complete. We completed the task. So the ID is 2. So let's go down to put, try it out, and let's say at the ID of 2, we want to enhance this to now be true. So title is cut the lawn, description, the grass is getting long. I changed the priority to 1 and it is now complete. Let's now execute. We can see the curl command of now type put, where we're passing in the title, description, priority, and complete. We get the response body of status 200, transaction is successful. And now let's scroll all the way back up to the top and re-execute this application. And if we scroll back down, we can now see at the primary key of 2, title is cut the lawn, description the grass is getting long, priority is 1, and this task is complete. This wraps up how to use a put request method, and I will see you in the next video.